Hello, welcome to Pike Creek Farm. My name is Renee, and if this is your first time here, thank you for joining me. Today is just an intro into something that I filmed a few weeks ago when life was a little crazy here. And Missy, I'm not doing anything. She has to always check out. But I made split pea soup a few weeks ago, and I said that I would record it, and I did, but I didn't do an intro. So I wanted to say hello to everyone, and thank you for being here, and let's watch how I make split pea soup. Menu plans changed due to, it's going to be warm this weekend now, so today, on my off day, Jim and I are just relaxing. I'm going to take it easy, and I'm going to have split pea soup. So I have a ham bone out of the freezer. I put a couple of bay leaves. I put a chunk of onion, some thyme leaves, some pepper, and of course the celery leaves. And I'll let this simmer this morning and make a nice broth. And then I'll take out the bone and everything, and I will show you the next steps when I do it actually, but right now we're just going to let this hang out in a little hot tub. And I forgot to put garlic in. So 2 cloves of garlic. That was the microwave in the background heating up some coffee for Jim. So I just added the 2 cloves of garlic. I turned the heat off and I'll let it come, to room temperature more. And then I will strain this broth and get the extra grease off and take any meat off the bones. Then we'll put the rest of the ingredients in. It's not very pretty right now, but it tastes good. The broth is very flavorful. And you can use ham hocks. You could use, if you have canned ham broth, you could use that. You can use chicken broth if you want, if you don't have a ham bone. I just always, for the holidays, buy ham on the bone and save that bone, throw it in the freezer. So it's just a relaxing, chill day here. Just trying to recover from everything the past bit, but still trying to, do what we need to do around the house a little bit. Well, I am, not him. He's just resting, but I took out some pumpkin that I froze last year. I'm gonna make some pumpkin cookies. I usually use canned pumpkin, but I'm gonna use real pumpkin. Not that, I think the canned is still real, but I'm gonna use pumpkin that I baked and scooped and froze. Here is the broth. I used this to strain most everything out. Now we're gonna add in the peas, and like 1 small bag would be the equivalent. So I bought mine in bulk, so about half of that. And then diced up celery, carrots, onion, and a couple of small potatoes. My mom always put potatoes in. It's not potato soup, so not too many, but just some. I'm gonna rinse them and sort through. Usually they're okay, but I'm just gonna sort through and make sure there's no stones or anything. I did find 1 stone. Adding about 1/2 of a large chopped onion, some potatoes, the meat. When it cools off more, I will pick the meat off the bone and add that. These peas will swell up and thicken it. If I need to add more, I can add more, but it always turns out thick. 1 rib of celery, and 1 carrot. It was a big carrot. Then the meat, see, from in between the bones, it will just come apart, and I'll just dice this up. So then I'm going to let it just simmer. All those flavors blend together, thicken up. This broth is so good. It turned out really good. I don't know why. Sometimes it just tastes so good. This is one of those days. I'm going to start with this much meat, maybe half of that. I don't like it to be too meaty. Okay, I'm going to just put in about half of what I had. I'll save that in case I decide I need it. I don't prefer the meat to be what stands out the most. So I'm going to put a lid on this and let it simmer and cook for the afternoon. I have not added salt. I don't add salt till the end. I'll add some pepper. A little bit of garlic powder. It doesn't really need much because the broth is so well seasoned. So at this point, I think that's all I'm going to add. Sometimes I'll add thyme, but I added that to the broth. And the broth has really a lot of flavor. So on goes the lid. Okay, I added the rest of that meat, and I'm going to take the lid off now and let it simmer so it will thicken up some. And I did add a 1/4 cup more, less than that actually, of the peas because I want it to be thicker than what it is. And it is ready. I added some thyme leaves and a sprinkle of salt after I tasted it. And I'm just going to let it simmer. And we'll serve it up later. Now, if you don't like the look of green split peas, there are yellow ones too. And they're a little milder in flavor. French Canadian use the yellow ones a lot. And it has a little more garlic with it. But you can use yellow split peas if you prefer. Time for dinner. I like some black pepper on top of mine. I'm having some bread and butter. I never got the cornbread made, but this is going to be a great dinner, and Missy doesn't get any of it. Thank you so much for joining me today as I was making split pea soup. See you next time at Pike Creek Farm.